All right, everybody, welcome back into another episode of the Lesko podcast. Joined by Jared Miller once again to talk Penn State football, some subjects related to that. I don't have it at the. I'll pull it up so you guys can see it. But we're going to talk Penn State hockey, U.S. hockey, and Tyler Lucas as well. Local kid. He's on the Mr. B show. Played high school football against him. Tried out at Penn State with him. He was on American Ninja Warrior. I remember when I lived in Connecticut, I was watching him. I was training this girl in the gym, and they had that show on the TV. It was like, a nighttime show, one of those reality TV shows, American Ninja Warrior. It was The Rock, I think, was like the creator or the host or something. But he was on that with his brother Kyle, who, when Tyler and I tried out at Penn State, his brother was already on the team from Bellefonte, Kyle. And they were both on that show. And then he's now on the Mr. Beast. I don't watch Mr. Beast. Well, I have in the past. I mean, it's pretty cool, the stuff he does.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there was something with one of the people that worked for him. Something happened. But he seems like a pretty solid dude, Mr. Beast. Like, he does a lot of charity. I mean, he does a ton of charity. Some people, like, he has these challenges where, you push yourself to the limits. I don't know exactly what this one is that Tyler's on. It almost looks kind of like a Big Brother type thing.
Uh-huh.
But he's had ones where, people, they have to stay in a house for like 300 days and they get like $100 million or something like that. And then you have ones where you have to stay in a circle for like so long. And it's all types of stuff. Pretty interesting, I think. But yeah, Mr. B, he seems to be a pretty solid dude. He does as I said, a lot of charity. Just seems like a pretty overall solid guy. He had this Super Bowl commercial where he had to solve these puzzles to win $1 million. I don't know. I wasn't doing it. But welcome in, everybody. Ivan, welcome in. So I've been watching a lot of podcasts and Big Ten football addiction, Blue White, Saturday, and Happy Valley. They're all pretty synonymous with their thoughts and what they think is going forward. BWI, we're pretty similar on this show in the sense that we kind of have similar mindset about this staff, and they're taking the approach of we're going to analyze what we think they're doing. And I think it's working, and I think it's going to be successful. So their approach, basically, like Matt Campbell's approach, is it's pretty old school Penn State. They're going to honor the Letterman. The Letterman are involved. They got some Letterman. They got, I think, like 12 Letterman on the staff. They're approaching it as this is going to be a program where we build success, where we build sustainable success. We don't just bring in guys every single year, switch them out every single year. We give these guys money just because they're talented. They're going to go after the best players if they fit. They're not just going after the best players because they're the best players. That's their philosophy. It's about culture. It's about building a roster that's cohesive. It's about building a long-term staff. They're building relationships and recruiting. Like, it's going to take time. I've always said that. I believe in Matt Campbell. We have a real coach now. By the way, Joe Quirch, he sent us. He's always sending us the VT stuff to laugh. And I watched it. When he first sent it, I was like, dude, I don't want to watch this. And I did. He's like, you got to watch it. It's so entertaining. And right off the bat, excuse my language, but if you want to watch some bullshit, go watch that. It is comedic. Go watch it. Doc Holliday is their strength conditioning coach. It's just, if you're a true Penn State fan, you know it's just, he's a fraud. I wish him the best, but even now watching it from afar, you never stop talking. You never stop running your mouth. And, you could have been fired, just go down to VT, did your thing, but you had to mock us. And now we got beef. Okay? That's not cool. So you did that because you're a clown. And, dude, it's like him to do that. So it is what it is. He showed his true colors through and through, and now he's down there BSing all them. But go watch it. It's funny. Were you gonna say something, Jared?
No, I mean, I understand that some people show their true colors when they're gone. But have you noticed that Matt Campbell left Iowa State, respectfully? I think he just said, all right, I'm going to be moving on. You guys do what you do. I'll do what I do over here. Seems pretty straightforward. I don't think I've seen anything online where he has badmouthed that organization or that school. Seems like that's the thing you're supposed to do. So right off the bat, it seems like we've got a more honorable and respectable coach.
Yep. 100%. I think, I'm not sure, but I don't think they're taking the woke approach like they were before. Yes, we definitely have a more respectable program, but just so you guys can do it, it's, I don't know what it's called, Set in Stone, Episode 3, Setting the Standard at Virginia Tech. I'm about halfway through. I'm texting Joe right now. Joe said, you should just react to this for first 5 minutes of the pod. I said I just did. Yeah. Dude, I don't know. But if you want some comedic relief, go watch that. Please do. Like I said, I'm almost done with it. But Matt Campbell, Jared, the approach they're taking is pretty much the total opposite. It's old school Penn State. Now, I don't want to have so much old school and conservative offense that Joe did where we're beating Iowa 10-6, or it's 23-9 against Temple, as I said in the past in the fourth quarter. I hated that.
Right.
The spread HD in 2008, that was one of the best offenses Penn State's ever had.
Amazing.
And then, you've got like Deontay Pennell, you've got Wally Richardson, you've got not Stephon Morris. You've got Jordan Lucas, you got Trace McSorley, you got Alan Zamitis, you got all these guys playing for Penn State that were great players at Penn State. Trace McSorley is one of the best quarterbacks Penn State's had. So, Jared, from your perspective, and you're mainly a Pittsburgh guy, you follow Penn State too, obviously. But
yes.
What is your opinion on the Matt Campbell philosophy in the first not even 3 months yet?
Well, first and foremost, when you come into a culture like this, you do have to understand what exactly that culture has always strived for. And I feel like he has surrounded himself with the right guys. He has talked to the right alumni and the right players, the Letterman, everybody. I think that what we are seeing from this guy is about as authentic and about as true as it can be. The guy has said everything correctly so far. He hasn't stepped out of line. He has not, done anything wrong. Like, I think I saw him hyping up the crowd at a wrestling matchup. And again, he is immersing himself into the program. And again, when you have a guy who is willing to give himself to the program, I mean, what more can you ask for? I mean, we're seeing one of the more unique times, I think we could say, at Penn State, because we just went through kind of a phony circus that was James Franklin. Like, there was so much disbelief and kind of smoke and mirror. It felt like it was more of a con artist game than it was something you really strive for. And yeah, I understand you want to build a culture, and these players, look, how many players went to Virginia Tech with him? So, I mean, he obviously knows how to be the Pied Piper, of football. He knows how to lure the guys with him. So he is what he is. And seeing a guy like him, Matt Campbell, now inside this world, I feel like we now have a little more clarity, a little more serenity. Like, we're actually able to be calm and actually look for the right kind of direction. So, yeah, I very much am impressed with what Matt Campbell has really shown us. And I hope to continue to see that when the blue and white game shows, 2 months from now. I'm very excited to see how the culture is going to start with him at that point.
Yeah. It's a different approach completely. I'm excited. I like all of their moves so far. I mean, again, it's old school Penn State, man. That's what they're doing. They're embracing the tradition, the culture, the Letterman. That's what Matt Campbell's doing. He's embracing all of it, which is what you should do. Franklin did not. And we'll get into the Stephon Morris clip, but Franklin did not do that. He did not welcome Letterman that were not his players, which is an absolute joke. It's shameful that was the approach. I predict biggest crowd ever at V. Okay.
Am I thinking that's Virginia?
Virginia.
Yeah.
Talk about Virginia. Yeah.
Well, that's great. I mean, they're going to see.
We just got to guess what the B is. Yeah. So it's a totally different approach, and they've built a roster. They've built a staff. Lie white. Dude, I'm about to block you. What are you saying? Blue white. Oh, at blue white.
Oh,
you drinking,
at blue
Robert?
White. Okay.
You drink a little bit, Robert. Oh, Robert. Yeah, Robert's back. Okay, Robert, what's up, man? Welcome back, dude. I didn't recognize you at first. That's Joe, and Robert went to that fantasy camp.
Oh, nice.
Robert, I haven't seen you in a while, man. How you doing?
What's up, bud?
But yeah, probably. Yes, you're right, Robert. Probably the biggest crowd at the spring game. Even the whiteout next year is going to be phenomenal because, as Franklin would like to say, phenomenal. Obviously, it's going to be phenomenal next year because we have a new coach, we have a new regime, we have a new staff, new roster, totally different. And they're embracing all of the new culture. They're not just saying they are, they're actually doing it. Mm-hmm. Campbell, one thing that strikes me about him in his opening presser at the wrestling match, he didn't say anything at the hockey game, but the wrestling match and his latest presser, he's all walk and no talk. He's not going to talk a lot. He's just going to walk. He's going to walk the walk. He's going to talk the talk and walk the walk, but he's not going to do the talking part. He's just going to do the walking part. Our last coach did the opposite. He talked and talked and talked and talked. And he's still doing it.
Yeah.
It means nothing. Okay. It means nothing. That's what gets you fired. Okay. When you talk and don't walk, that's what gets you fired. And that's what happened. So nice. Robert, you have never been on a live? I thought you have. Maybe not. But yeah, welcome in, man. So that picture right there, he told us about that. Mm-hmm. That's Joe Paterno. That's at the fantasy camp they used to have. and Robert would go to that fantasy camp, so that's pretty cool.
That is so cool.
But yeah, he's just gonna do his thing, man. And it's one thing if let's say Terry Smith wasn't there. Terry Smith is there as well, so we have to all keep that in mind that Terry Smith is there. He's his right-hand man. He's actually being listened to. Clearly, he wasn't listened to before. He said he's less stressed out. He's doing more, and he has less of a workload. So it's almost like, if you think about it, like Zach Galifianakis in The Hangover, all the stuff going through your head. It's like, oh, that makes sense. But, the last guy, for whatever reason, didn't do that. So Terry Smith is in a much better place. Matt Campbell's in a better place because he's there. Guys, they're going to build it the right way. Trust me. They're going to win. They're going to get the guys they want. They're not just going to go after flash. They're not just going to be dropping money left and right. They're going to do it the right way, and they're going to win. And if they have to make adjustments, unlike the last staff, they will. So, again, this is just comparison to the last staff. I'm not taking any shots, even though I could do that for 9 hours because there's tons of material that I've been accumulating for 10 years. Yeah, they're going to do it the right way. So, and they are doing it the right way. And thus far, I've liked a lot of what they're doing. So, yep.
More.
Can you guys, I want to make sure you guys can hear this. Oh, wrong one. Because Jared and I were trying to test the audio before. But this is just a bit of a sign of, this is Gannon Jr. He hangs out with Cooper Cousins.
Ourselves going.
Can you hear it?
I can.
I got Coop's going to come up and introduce somebody really quick.
You guys let me know if you can hear this, guys. Make sure.
That sounds
let
good.
me know, please, if you can hear it.
To our team. Coop, you want to kind of come on up?
All right, go ahead. Say what's up. Yeah. Say it again. Clap up. He's been with our program for a few years now. He'll be around throughout this whole year and the years following. If you see him throughout the facility, say what's up to him. Don't be afraid to reach out and say what's up. So just introducing him for today. He'll be around a lot more.
What's up, indeed?
First of all, Cooper Cousins is a massive human being.
He's a huge dude.
I mean, whew, he's huge.
Yeah.
That kid is small, but Cooper Cousins is big.
Yeah.
He's 10 years old. He is with an organization, Team Impact, an organization that pairs children facing serious illness and disability with college sports teams. So, that's cool. And it sounds like he's going to literally be in the building like all the time, which is cool. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Josiah Vieira. Jared, I don't know if you remember Josiah, but he was with the Spikes for a long time.
Okay.
He was there when I worked at the Spikes for a short time, and he was there when I was there.
Mm-hmm.
Real nice kid. He wasn't a kid. He had something where I can't remember the name of it, but he was adult. I think he was an adult. Josiah passed away the morning of Christmas Eve at the age of 14. Yeah, he was a kid after battling Hutchinson Gilford progeria. Yep, a rapid aging condition. So yes, he was 14, but he had the body of like much older than that.
Yes, I've heard of that condition.
He was always there to Spikes. Again, he was a nice kid. He always had a smile on his face. He passed away very young. But man, you have kids like that, and it's Thon weekend. So people are dancing to fight childhood cancer. That's a very serious thing.
Yeah.
It impacts a lot of people. Cancer impacts a lot of people in general, but childhood cancer is a special kind of evil that we experience on Earth, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But this whole weekend is for those kids. But Gannon sounds like he's going to be hanging out at Penn State for a little bit.
Nice.
Hopefully they hire him full time. And we were talking about, like this is different, but like Brooke Fisher, Jared and I know Brooke Fisher.
Yes, we do.
I graduated with her. She sung the national anthem at the spring game a couple years ago, and these kids, people with disabilities. I mean, you can learn so much from them. They're beautiful people. They're very smart. Just because they have a disability doesn't mean that they can't, have a huge impact on people. Brooke Fisher is a very smart girl. She's very talented.
Dude, what, like, not to interrupt you, but like when I was in high school in the early 2000s, I did a production for the high school and she was in it. I think it was her first production. To this day, that was now 21 years ago. To this day, when she sees me, she will still quote things from what I did 21 years ago to perfection. Like,
yeah,
dude, I'm like, I have an amazing memory. The fact that it never leaves her mind, to every time she sees me, I'm always this character on stage to her. And it's just like, that's just the greatest like feeling to know. I will always, if I ever see her, it's like, I know I'm going to get it back. Every time I'm like, I anticipate seeing it and she never disappoints it. I'm just, it's the greatest thing. You're absolutely right, man.
Yeah. She's really into WWE. I think she's met several WWE wrestlers.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah. She loves WWE. I'm sure she's still into it, but yeah, she had pictures of like all these wrestlers. And the Olchik guy, the announcer today, this is like might seem totally out of left field, but the Olchik announcer today, his son played at Penn State, hockey at Penn State. Tommy, I think was his name. And when I was there, he was dating a girl who was a fitness instructor. I was a trainer at Penn State at the gyms. And this one fitness instructor, long story short, like she liked me, so we met, and she was friends with this girl. This girl is now in the WWE, not the girl I knew, the girl that Tommy was dating. So I knew the girl I was dating, and then I knew her friend too, and she's now in the WWE. Britt Baker is her name. Dr. Britt Baker, they call her.
Okay.
But it was funny because when they were in Pittsburgh a couple years ago, she brought Pat Firemuth out because he went to Penn State,
Yes.
So it's a small world, man. But the old chick that guy calling the game today, he's a long-time announcer. I knew of him way before I went to Penn State. I knew of him. And then his son played at Penn State. I was there. And I knew the hockey guys when I was at Penn State. Good group of guys. If there's a group of guys, in my opinion, that you want to be cool with if you're at school, it's the hockey guys. They're cool guys. And you want to stay on their good side because they're not afraid to fight, obviously.
No.
But yeah, it was a cool group of guys. But yeah, Brooke, she's always been that way. She's always been very talented, but Penn State is a special place, and Matt Campbell knows all of this. He's going to be at Thon this weekend. It's already going on.
Yep.
46 hours. That's a long time to dance. And I've said this before, just to be transparent, in my opinion, I don't like some of the people that are involved in it. Some people, because it's such a big, good thing, a lot of people let it get to their head, I think, in many ways. Students. But overall, it's a very great thing. It's for a good cause. I was never involved in it myself, but, some of the people involved didn't particularly care for, but it's for a good cause, and it means everything to those kids. And that's what it's all about. Joe Paterno said, when they say we are Penn State, this is what they mean. So, and his speech at Thon in 2009, I think it was. That was a great speech. That's one of the best speeches I watched Joe ever make. My brother, he's sung there. My brother's a singer. He's sung there a couple times, which is pretty funny. At BJC. So yeah, it's a cool thing. But yeah, man, overall, I think they're building this in a way that it may not be flashy. It may not be like, a lot of splash things happening, but they're doing it the right way.
Yes.
They're building it the right way. If you watch Big Ten, it's Big Ten or Saturday in Happy Valley, Big Ten football addiction, blue, white, excuse me, pretty much Landon Tangwall, pretty much across the board. We're kind of in the same boat. We're just analyzing what we're doing. Now, this podcast is different. You're going to get my opinion. That's what makes us different. We have an opinion. We don't sugarcoat it for sure. But synonymously across the board, it's pretty much the same. Like, we're excited. I think they're doing it the right way. They hired a receivers coach. They have everything they need, and they're going to keep building and building and building. Terry Smith, Matt Campbell, they're going to recruit. I think they're going to get good classes. We'll see. I think they're going to get high-ranked classes, but if they don't, there's probably a reason. And if it's not working, they're going to change. They'll make adjustments if they need to. That's the thing. If it doesn't work, they're going to adjust it. Everything is so precise. There's analytics involved. Everything is so precise, so calculated. That's what they're doing. That's the way Indiana is. They're calculated. That's exactly what – there's one word for Indiana, Kurt Signetti. It's calculated. And he's got a lot of zeros in his calculator. He just got another increase, $13.2 million from $11 million for 10 years, I think, something. 8 years. So he's making more money than he was before. Obviously, he won the national title. He should. But it's like, 3-4 months difference between getting a raise. So it's very calculated what they're doing. And again, if it doesn't work, they're going to adjust. That's what a real staff does. That's what we have. I fully believe that they're going to do things I think it's going to be better than we think right now as diehard fans. Like, man, this is great. I think it's going to be better than we think. I think it's going to end up, the results are going to be better than we think. And it's sustainable. Okay. We don't know if Indiana's sustainable yet. It's going to be sustainable what Penn State does. That doesn't mean they're going to win the national championship every single year, but they're going to have a chance, and we're going to have a even bigger chance probably every 2-3 years. We're like, all right, we can do it again. We can do it again. It's just going to keep repeating itself, I think. That's what I think. So all who can need to show up April 25th. Yep. Thank you, Alex, for $49.99 FTK.
Nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Alex, do you have any opinions on Thon?
What's that? But no, I know that our buddies, Matt and T, they have sung at Thon. They performed there. I've known many people. When I went to Penn State, I have met some kids who did the canning. I did community theater up in State College with a lot of people who went to Penn State who were on the streets, collecting and asking. And yeah, I mean, it's incredible, the dedication. Of course, with Penn State, that's really what it's all about. It's dedicating yourself to the cause, to, the program. That's kind of all connects with the coaching. You got to invest, you got to put the time in. And yeah, I mean, we're going to be seeing a 5 or 6 month dance before we actually see what they're going to be all about. I mean, I think the one big question really with this season being, because it's a lighter schedule, will this team automatically put themselves in the national championship conversation already? There's 12 teams. It's possible that Penn State has what it takes to already put themselves in the conversation. Because, again, I trust Matt Campbell more than what I would James Franklin to call a game. Really what this comes down to, if how we conduct ourselves with the Big Ten schedule. I mean, I expect them to know how to go into these games in the teams we play before the Big Ten schedule. I'd like to think that they're going to go into those games, handle them nicely, but then we start to play the Big Ten. And once that schedule gets going, I'm not saying this is a very important first season for a coach, but at the same time, you'd like to think Matt Campbell does have a lot of pressure to make this work quickly. I'm not saying that we can't be, hesitate, at least for 2 seasons, maybe 3. But when it comes down to it, we're kind of like, well, we just got the stink off of James Franklin. We don't need more stink. We don't need any season where we're like, I mean, we don't have these players ready or whatever. But that's really just what it comes down to. I'm not saying I foresee anything negative, but we cannot put ourselves in the hole, as it were, to see what the schedule gives us. Again, it's a favorable schedule, and it's possible that we could very well be right back in it. But we're going to see what the coaching staff does. I mean, it's not just Campbell. It's offense, defense, coordinator. These guys are good to go. These players need to just do what they do, and I'm just curious to see what this season brings.
Jared, yeah, me too. You mentioned Matt and Tyler.
Yeah.
You know who made my original logo for this?
You do. You tell me it every time. Tyler was the one who made that ML. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So then I figured out how to do it myself. But yeah, Tyler Greer made my original logo.
That is awesome. He's a talented dude.
Yeah, man. Tyler, I graduated with him too. He's one of those guys that he was always a good guy. You know, Tyler. You know, I did sports and stuff. I don't think he did sports. I don't know if he did band or not, but you know, there's always that you're around people that you do sports with, you know, that's your crew. And he was, you know, I don't think he was an athlete. So I didn't know him all that well, but Tyler's such a nice guy that I felt like I did know him fairly well, because he's always, the way he is now is how he's always been. You know, he's always been a good dude. I didn't know his brother, but I talked to his brother in the gym a couple times. He's a good dude too.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, so I do, Jared, honestly, I think that Penn State is in a very good position to build sustainable success. It's going to take some time, but we have coaches that are going to develop players. They're going to bring guys in that fit. We have a senior quarterback, which is very important no matter what. I mean, you take just as a compare, way different, but if you're going to start a new team, hypothetically speaking, what are you going to do? You're going to get Peyton Manning and be like, all right, I'm going to build around Peyton Manning. We have a chance because we have Peyton Manning. Now, in terms of experience, Rocco, he's up there for sure.
Yeah.
He is a good quarterback. He's mobile. He's a solid quarterback. So, like, in modern day, like, if you're going to take a team and you're like, all right, I'm starting from scratch, who are you going to take? Pat Mahomes, a little too obvious. He didn't start out. He was not projected to be what he is.
No.
If you're going to start a new team, man, I'm taking like a Lamar Jackson or like Joe Burrow or something. You take a guy like that, then you have a chance. Okay. Penn State's starting with something similar. That's a senior quarterback who has a lot of experience, has young guys under him. They have depth at running back, depth at receiver. They have guys that I think will be able to run routes. That's the most important thing with being a receiver.
Yep.
Depth at O-line. We have depth at D-line. We have depth at linebacker. We have depth in the secondary. So that's what they did. They brought in a lot of Iowa State guys. Yep. Marcus Neal Jr., Jeremiah Cooper, Brett Eskelson, Rocco Becht, Carson Hansen, Brahmer, the tight end. I mean, these are all guys that are on our team now. And I've been watching a lot of Iowa State game film from last year. Like, they got ballers, man. Like, they can play. They got ballers. They play old school football. And you have to keep in mind that was Iowa State. We'll see if that necessarily means anything. But, like, it could be, you know, like Iowa State is not Penn State and this and that. True. And we'll see if that truly comes to fruition. Like, maybe they could do a lot better here at a new school. But I've heard that Campbell is very impressed by the power of Penn State. He's impressed by the resources, the support. He's impressed by all of it. And he's a different person. Rocco Becht said that himself. He's a different person here at Penn State. He knows what he has. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what he has. He knows what he has, and he's not talking a lot. He's just doing a lot. He's not going to be a guy that talks. He talks with his performance.
Nice.
Kermit Buggs, the coach of Penn State, right? Was that his name? Kermit Buggs? Yes. Jared thought I was making a Looney Tunes reference. Kermit
I thought
Bugs.
you were doing a Kermit the Frog.
Yeah. Kermit Bugs had him at Penn State football camp. He was funny. He's the safeties coach for Penn State under Joe.
Nice.
He told us the one time, he's like, Penn State, we don't care if you got an F on a paper, your girlfriend broke up with you, you got cheated on, someone passed away. When you step on the field at Penn State, it's all about football. We do our talking with Shutt and Douglas. That was their helmet and shoulder pads. He said, we do our talking with Shutt and Douglas. That's what we do our talking with. And that's what Campbell's going to do. So,
yeah. I'm saying, so what you're saying is if your girlfriend died failing a test,
it, man. Yeah. Girlfriend died. You got an F on your yeah, all in one. I don't know about the passing away part. I can't remember that. But his main message was, it doesn't matter what happened when you step on the field. When you step on the field of Lash Building, it's all about football. Okay? So that's what it's about. We do our talking with Shutt and Douglas. That's what he said. And I would say some other things he said, but there's some language involved, so I'll just keep that off air. But he was a good coach. Having an experienced QB is the most important move. Yes. And he's got his running back, his receivers, and his tight ends. So yeah. And he's got two of the most important positions on the field, strong and free safety. Free safety. I played free safety. You're the last resort. You're the last person, which is fun and scary at the same time. He's got his guys over there too, Jeremiah Cooper and Marcus Neal. He's got AC. He's got Zion Tracy. He's got some guys, and all the receivers. We went from having like all slot receivers to tall, big-bodied receivers. So that's another aspect of it too. That's cool. But Stephon Morris, again, if you guys can hear this, but yeah, thank you again, Fred. I appreciate that.
Thank you, guys.
Fred's donated. He donates like at least $5 like every 2 weeks. It's kind of crazy. But thank you, Alex and Fred.
Thank you,
Alex. If you're still on here, give me your opinion of Thon. After what I said, give me your opinion on it. Alex knows what I'm talking about. I'll pull up the Stephon Morris clip. That's not it. Oh. All right. Can you hear this, Jared?
Yeah. And I'm always, you guys know how I am.
You can hear it?
Yes.
Is it clear?
It is. Can you make it just a little louder?
Yep. You guys, if you guys can hear it, let me know, please.
I've been very transparent since I was a player, and I'm the same way now. The fact that he has made those outreaches, it means a lot to like myself, who was part of like that 2012 team, who kind of felt not necessarily forgotten by you guys, but and I love Franklin too, but we never felt at home with Franklin because when we came back, if you wasn't a Letterman that played with Franklin, it was a different kind of love. Yeah. And I think we all kind of felt that way, unless you were on staff, not just myself, but it's guys that I connected with that played in the 80s, the 90s, 2000s. So we all kind of felt that way. Very happy for what Franklin did for the program. I think he did a good job. I think he did. But people don't realize, man, we're blue blood and we have a lot of tradition. And I think Franklin did a good job of upkeeping that tradition. But part of that tradition to me is, why not have the Letterman that played and sacrificed back, not just my time, but way before me? Why not have them come back and speak to the team? Why not have them on staff? Like you just mentioned, we got 10 guys on staff that played in different parts of time. All right. So that's a really big deal to a lot of us guys who kind of felt a little forgotten in the Franklin era. I'm not going to say that his outreach attempts was a little fake, but it's nothing how it is now with Matt Campbell taking over. Like he's persistent. I know guys who have already been there, went up there. Deion Butler, he lives in Atlanta up here with me. We hang out pretty often. He just went to State College roughly about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he had nothing but great things to rave about. And he just said it felt so sincere with meeting Campbell and what they wanted to do with the Letterman and how they wanted us to be on campus. And, you know, we can watch the team work out. We can come and practice. We don't have to go to all of these different hoops and holes. And that was good to hear. So I don't want to take anything away from Franklin. I felt like he did a phenomenal job, but man, you can't erase the past players. And I think Matt Campbell's doing a phenomenal job at the moment of just keeping us in the loop, because he really don't have to, keeping us in the loop and wanting us to be engaged and wanting us to come support the team, which we are going to support the brotherhood already. Just to add to Matt Campbell.
All right. So breaking news, I'm not surprised. Don't know why, and I am not going to black out and go into another rant. I'm just going to remain calm. But the reason that happened, I do not know. I actually know Stephon. I knew Stephon Morris. Because I interviewed him for one of my college papers. So, yeah. So, met him in the hub, interviewed him. I was like, I don't know, 21, 22. I was nervous. I recorded it.
Yep.
And I kept like saying like, which you don't do in an interview.
No.
I mean, it wasn't that bad, but wrote a paper, really nice guy, really willing to help me out. A lot of those football players, a lot of those athletes were very willing to help fellow students, their classmates, because they knew their status. And some of them we needed to interview guys like them to do projects. And I think it was a final paper. I interviewed him, James Terry, and another guy. James Terry played defensive tackle and someone else. But Stephon was a nice guy. When he went to the Patriots in the draft, I texted him. I said, "Hey man, congratulations on making it to the Patriots." He's like, "Thank you." But he was a solid player for us at Penn State. But him saying this again, I Jared, sometimes it's almost like I know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like, oh, Franklin is this type of person, and he doesn't welcome Letterman. Like, you don't even have to know that to know that. Clearly, he didn't, and he didn't listen to the one Letterman that he should have listened to, and Terry Smith. He didn't listen to him, which is a joke. Terry Smith, he's lucky Terry Smith is the character that he is because he just kept his mouth shut and did his job. Terry Smith could have left, and he didn't. He stayed because he loves Penn State. He stayed now after not getting the head coach job because he loves Penn State. He stayed and did the head coaching job to a T because he loves Penn State. He's a Joe Paterno Penn State product. These Lettermen deserve to come back and be a part of Penn State. If they're not, there's a huge issue. So,
well, not to scare off the football conversation, but seeing that reminds me of something that just recently happened with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, I know this is primarily Penn State, so this would mean that we have a lot of like Philadelphia fans. So I'm not trying to, shove my Pittsburgh stuff down, but this was something that I recently saw. This was such a cool story. Don Kelly is now the manager for the Pirates. He is a Yinzer. Mm-hmm. He comes from the Pittsburgh area, and this was his first full spring training just recently. And he was talking to his players in their first meeting. And I don't know if they kept it a surprise or if they're like, we have someone here that would like to talk to you guys. In walks the best thing to happen to the Pirates in probably 30 years, Mr. A.J. Burnett.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that we acquired from the Yankees, 37 years old when we got him, on the last legs of his pitching career. And he walks into that room and everybody just is in awe of this dude. He's a rock star. Like, if you've never seen AJ interviewed or if you've never seen him talk, like he is just such a dude. And everyone was just eating it up. Like they were like, this is what we want. This guy's going to talk to us about the culture. He's going to we created one of the best atmospheres, for this team in the last 20, 30 years. When they broke the losing streak in 2013, like they were talking about how it was because of leaders like AJ Burnett. And that's all about making the atmosphere aware of like the culture you're trying to create. So I can totally understand what they are talking about when you have a guy like Campbell who understands that these guys are part of the tradition. They are a part of what makes this foundation solid, what makes it, reliable. And we all talk about how great these teams from the 2000s and 1990s, like we can go back and how many years, like it's so important to see these guys show what it means to have tradition, what it means to have, a sense of pride. And again, it's the Nittany Nation, for crying out loud. You always want to show pride. And yeah, I very much appreciate guys who let you know that this is what the culture should be and what we need to strive for.
Yeah, and that was it was the Tangwell Film Network, by the way. Shout out to Landon. Great content. He took over for the bloggy. Tangwell Film Network. That's what that was on. So I wanted to shout them out. Felt that James Franklin was a very good recruiter, but never knew how to use the guys. Yeah, he was all about just getting them because they're good. That's it. No, I think generally he had pretty good character guys. I think generally he did. I don't think he really messed around with guys that didn't have good character, but he always says he loves his players, but when you love your players truly, you don't baby them. They're not your friend. The coaches I have a respect for that I had are ones that they'd literally get so mad at you, they'd change colors. They would scream at you. That's the coaches I have respect for.
Right, but this might be a good idea or like analysis. Like James Franklin, it's almost like when you're playing in the groups, like when you're a kid and you have the toys on the floor. It's like he knows how these toys work, and you said that, oh, can I play with him? And they're like, no, these are my guys. Like you go find your own thing. I feel like James, he knew how these players played, but he wanted to control them. He never wanted anyone else to join in on the fun. And I feel like this is what it's important for everyone to have. We need a coach that's going to let all of us play too. Like that's the thing. We want to be a part of this. And these guys, like they say, like the alumni, the Letterman, they want to be a part of this too. So it's like, let us play in this fort. Like let us play in the sandbox with you. Like,
right. 100%. Yeah, that's a great analogy, Jared. Yeah, LeVar Arrington Jr. said, coaches to LeVar, his dad, about Franklin. He's like, coaches, meaning like he's always in there coaching, which is not good. That's what you have assistants for. Okay. He ran everything and it didn't work. I think generally across the board, he just wasn't good at what he did, but he tried to control everything. You don't want to do that, dude. Like, that's not good. Don't do that. And like if Terry Smith had anything to do with it, it's like, okay, well, the previous president was, my opinion, absolute train wreck. The new president going a lot better. All right. So when you have the previous guy, okay, and let's say he had someone under him who was good at his job, he didn't let him do it. Okay. Maybe it could have made things better. Then you bring in a new guy who maybe has that same person, but this time around he listens to him. Okay. Maybe this time around, because Matt Campbell's listening to Terry Smith, maybe that's a reason why things are different, why things are better. If James Franklin would have let Terry Smith maybe reach out to the alumni, make that his thing. You reach out to the alumni, bring them in, to Letterman, you bring them in. Maybe make that his thing. He didn't do that. He didn't listen to people. So the fact that it's crazy, man, that these Lettermen didn't feel welcome. You know how crazy that is, Jared?
It's
That like
crazy.
this coach who was there that long,
Like this
was like
particular
that.
program of all of the Big
Yeah.
Ten program, this is insane. Like, I mean, Ohio State and Michigan are probably the only other two that can probably say something like this would be ludicrous for you to do that to our program, but this has got to be at least the third most important program in all Big Ten for you not to do that with.
I'm gonna remain calm. Like Landon Tangwall, for example, Landon Tangwall of all people, he said, I didn't even know anything about the program before, besides like Joe. There was nothing in the building that indicated there was a history here. And I'm like, dude, what? Are you kidding me? They didn't know that? That's insane. The history of Penn State football, and this one guy kept them from knowing about it. What? Like, what I would really like to know what was the purpose of that? Like, why are you erasing the history of Penn State? And this, that's where the fraud part comes in. In his opening press, he said, I'm a Pennsylvania guy with a Penn State heart. Okay. Well, if that's true, then you should totally embrace the Letterman, which he did not do. So Stephon Morris, and like he said, he's transparent. Like, that's how he is. Like, he doesn't sugarcoat stuff, man. Like, that's how he talks. And he was being nice. And I said I interviewed Stephon for a paper because I kind of have that little bit of background with him. Yeah, he was being nice. Like, he didn't truly speak his mind, but he said, I love Franklin, but it was a different kind of love. Just interpret that how you will. In a Stephon Morris type of way, he was being nice. And there's really no reason for him like not to be nice about it, But yeah, he was I'm not saying he's holding back, but he was nice about it. So good for you, Stephon. But you have to interpret what he said, and what he said was, now it's being embraced. It's totally different. And Landon Tangwall said he started his podcast because he wanted to learn the history of Penn State football. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Franklin is the reason, in a roundabout way, why Landon has a podcast, because he knew nothing about the history. He knew very little about the history of Penn State. And he started a podcast because he wanted to learn about the history of Penn State. That is, yeah. I'm just going to move on.
Yep.
All right. Rocco Becht, he did a little Q&A, which was cool. And I'm going to play the one Matt Campbell clip too. By the way, okay, I'm going to play this right now. Hold on. Let's go back. This is give me a second here, but pull it up. This is Letterman related. I almost forgot to bring it up. Yep. Can you hear it, Jared?
Yes.
Our greatest gift is those that came before us. I still would tell you, I think the superpower of Penn State football. It's still one of the absolute joys that you have walking in that facility every day, and you see the names that have played and coached and the tradition that has come before us. The greatest time and the greatest eras and the greatest moments, unifying and aligning our history, our former players back involved in our football program. Will continue to work really hard. It's what makes Penn State football really special. Our greatest gift is those that came before us.
Yeah, so
I still would tell you, I think the superpower of Penn State football.
Greg Garrity. Greg, we have Greg Jr. on here, and Greg's such a nice and humble guy, but dude, that's a legendary name at Penn State, man. Greg, Greg doesn't like. Greg's a nice, humble guy. He would not boast about that, but dude, his dad and like that whole thing, like that is his name is legendary at Penn State.
Yeah.
But like I said, like all of that history, and it was not embraced. And Stephon literally said it. You know what I mean? That's why we're talking about it, because Stephon brought it up and they interviewed him about it. Like it's mind-boggling, man. It really is.
You know, seeing that video, I mean, it really does kind of make you go like, did we have anything like that recently? I mean, they keep bringing up the whiteout like highlights all the time. Like, yeah, we all know it's such a huge atmosphere, but you're right. I can't remember actually the last time we saw like a promotional like history of like the montage like going back and forth. I can't remember the last time I saw one of those. And again, it just kind of every one of them, if you gets you going, like that's really what it's all about, to really make you feel aware and understand that it's that special. Like everything that comes before is what makes it right now. Like we are just so lucky to see so much history. And to get a little bit of that back, that was nice. That was a good little video.
Yeah, 100%. The media people that do stuff for Penn State football in particular, they're the best. They do really good work, and it's not easy. All right. Rocco Becht did a little Q&A, and I liked it because it gave us a little step inside of his personality.
Yep.
He's seems like a good dude. He seems like a pretty chill guy, good leader.
What's up, guys? I'm Rocco Becht. I'm here to answer some questions today. First one, who is Rocco Becht? I would say I'm a competitor. I'm a leader, somebody that's going to be trusted off the field and on the field. I would say my leadership. You know, that's what I pride myself on over the past 4 years of playing quarterback. When we have team meetings, the only word that he probably says 100 times is buddy. Oh, buddy. We'll probably hear that a lot this season is, oh, buddy. It was Culver's, but there's no Culver's here in State College, so I got to find a new one. It's been the creamery right now. I know it's not healthy for me, but I might get flamed for this. I listen to Rob Wave. I listen to Sabrina Carpenter, Olivia Dean, SZA. Those are all my favorites. I'm learning everybody's names too. So I just got here, but I'd say Trace, LeVar Arrington, that guy's talked a lot around our program. Kerry Collins, he's a guy that, I've watched highlights of. Saquon, Micah. Something I want to do and learn is probably fly fishing. I've had a lot of people come up to me and said this is the best spot to do it. So I'm excited to do that whenever I can have time during the summer. Play of your career so far. And I think my favorite player of my career is hopefully it's going to be here in Beaver Stadium coming up this fall season. Penn State fans say, I'm a humble guy. I'm a guy that you can easily just come up to and talk. I love taking pictures, love meeting the fans. Excited for the season. I'm Rocco Becht. We are.
Good interview. Fly fishing. My uncle lives on Spring Creek, and it's Crick. It's not Creek.
Correct, not Creek.
If you say Creek, it's wrong. All right, so don't say Creek.
Mm-hmm.
Spring Creek is
a step on like wood. Yeah, that's a creek.
That's right. That's right. Spring Creek is that's one of the best fishing spots in the world. It's in Bellefonte. Presidents have fly fish there. Fisherman's Paradise. That's where my uncle lives. So go there, Rocco. 100%. That's where he's going to go. He's going to go. He said fly fishing. The definition of fly fishing is Spring Creek. 100%.
Yeah, my old man probably has approximately 586 flies that he has tied in his office. So he is like an avid fly fisherman. So yeah, it's great. I've tried my darndest to learn, but it's definitely something that is relaxing for sure. He gets a kick out of it. So anyone who fly fishes, they get it. They enjoy it so much.
Yeah, man. It's well, I like regular fishing. Fly fishing it's great, but I definitely prefer the part where you put the worm on. Involves the blood, and then you put it in the water, and then the fish taste it, smell it, and then they come and get it. Fly fishing is a little different. It's just a fly in the top.
But dude, there's something about when they do those slow motion videos with people doing. I mean, it is majestic. Like it is almost an art
absolutely
when someone does that correctly.
Yeah, it's so we got first day coming up here pretty soon, and it's it's an exciting time. I haven't been out in the first day in a while. I haven't fished in a while, but first day is always exciting. I'm sure Rocco will be out for that. But first day is always like it's a sign of spring. It's usually pretty good weather, and you go out, and it's just fun. I caught a 19-inch palomino first day a few years ago on Wallace Run. Von Holderman. Okay, so long story short, Von Holderman, he created a fly fish, a fishing fly. He went on Shark Tank, but I graduated with him too. Talking about a lot of people that I graduated with tonight. But I went fishing with him one time. Like this guy was on like all these fishing shows. Like I think he was on Netflix. Like, and that one dude that that is it. He was on Netflix on Meat Eaters. He went to Bald Eagle. What's his name? I can't remember his name. But
No, this is ringing a bell. Sorry, bud.
I'll have to. But he's on. I think he's on Netflix now. But he's a big hunter and all that. But Von Holderman, pretty well known fishing expert. I mean, that was his thing. I think he still does it. Nice family. I went fishing on the first day with him one time. Dude, we're just walking up and down the creek on the Bald Eagle. He's like, all right, yeah, let's stop here. Throws his line in, pulls out like 3 fish. He's like, all right, let's go down here. Throws his line in, pulls out like 3 more fish. And I'm just standing there like, and I caught a lot of fish too.
Yeah.
But we're walking around. He's like, all right, let's go over here, under this tree. Like there's a small hole right now. You got to throw your cast in there. Pulls out like 3 more fish. Dude, we had like 15 fish. And sometimes you go on the first day and you get nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just walking around casually, pulling all these fish out. He's like, hey, guys, like seeing all these people he knew. I was like, geez. Like that was an experience that I'm like, man, I need to go with him more often. But Von Holderman hopefully meets Rocco and they go fishing together. And then to cap it off, another guy that I didn't graduate with, but we were the same year. We're going to talk Tyler Lucas and then Penn State hockey, USA hockey to finish up here.
Yeah.
So Tyler Lucas, Bellefonte kid, played football against him, tried out at Penn State with him. He was one of the guys that I tried out with. I tried out with him, one of my teammates from high school, Coleman Hoffman, and another kid, I can't remember. But Tyler made it. Tyler ran I will never forget it, when they announced his 40 time. I think I ran like a 4.7, which I thought was slow. But I guess kind of looking back on it, it's not that bad.
No.
And then Tyler ran a 4.59. So when you're in the 4.5s, that helps you immensely. And he did it. He worked hard, and he made the team. His brother Kyle was already on the team, but he was on American Ninja Warrior before, the Rock show. Like I said before, I was watching him on TV the one time, him and his brother both. It was pretty cool. And now he's on the Mr. Beast challenge. I'll have to look up what exactly it is, but he's in the final like 5 people or something to win $5 million. So it's like a big story. Yeah, and it seems to be like it's a challenge, but it almost seems like a Big Brother type of setup, that show. But yeah, he could win $5 million. So it's cool. I saw it in the paper. It's a pretty good story, and good for him. We were all skinny in high school, obviously. He was skinny too. But now, if you see him now, he played at Penn State, then he went to Montana and played. I think he's played some semi-pro. I guess he was in Germany playing, But the last time I saw him, he was in the CDT for American Ninja Warrior, and then I just saw him again for the Beast, Mr. Beast thing. But he's a big dude now. He's put on muscle. Like good for him. I wish him the best. And it's cool. It's cool to have a local kid like that, doing something like that. I hope he wins.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Do you know anything about that?
No, I haven't heard a single thing, dude. No, you're giving me all the information I've heard. So,
okay. But yeah, good luck to him. I hope he win. That'd be cool. $5 million. That's
That's a fortune. Yeah.
That's a hefty amount of money for sure. So I hope he donates some back to the community. I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
Or just keep it all. I wouldn't blame you. All right. Penn State men's hockey. They have a number one.
Made of pure licorice back there to make the catch. Number one, though, Penn State hockey. Taking on UConn, taking down UConn.
That's sick.
In overtime, Charlie Sherrato.
That's an amazing pass.
Yeah, I guess
Made of pure licorice back there to make the catch. Number one, though, Penn State hockey. Taking on UConn, taking down UConn.
That's sick.
In overtime, Charlie Sherrato. Behind the back, no look to Matt DiMarsico. Sick as in that goal, that finish. Top plays, they're through.
Number one, man.
To the Frozen Four.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
That's a Sidney Crosby-like pass, man.
All right, those are pins. That's why they're there. 250 wins for Guy Godowski as of tonight. Again, met Guy Godowski in the past. He's a very nice guy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not kidding, man. He's such a nice guy. Like, he's a genuine guy. You know, like, when you see him, he's huge. And he's got hockey hair, obviously. That's the only haircut a hockey coach should have is Guy Godowski's hair. And he's got the hair. So when you see him, you're like, yeah, that's Guy Godowski 100%. But
Jackson Smith, he can't clear it as a.
But they win 11-4. Where's the score? 11-4. Yeah. So they win 11-4. Gavin McKenna had 7 assists. That's a Big Ten record. So,
yes, I'm nicknaming him the convenience store. That's what I said. 7 assists on 11 goals. Just, it's right there.
Yep. Yeah, I nicknamed my cousin 7-Eleven. He plays receiver because he's always open. Well, that's what they said about Tyreek Hill too. But
yes.
They win 11-4. Absolutely crazy game. I almost went. I was going to take my nephew, but he's sick.
Oh. How old's he now?
5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, time flies.
Yep. So, but we didn't go, and that's fine. I watched it on TV, but Penn State hockey, man, it's fun. Hockey's fun. Watching the U.S. today, Canada this morning. First of all, Canada, dude, they're fast. Okay.
Yeah.
But the U.S. has really good defense. And they scored more goals than them today against Slovakia. Slovakia, I'm Slovakian, by the way. Slovakian and Polish. I'm more Slovakian. But they beat up on Slovakia. So Penn State hockey, they're number 6. After tonight, they might move up. I'm not sure. But, they're doing good. They have a pretty depleted roster right now. Their captain is out for the season. McKenna looked good, obviously, 7 assists. That's an insane stat. And then the U.S., great game today. I think their defense will slow down the Canadian offense, if you will, in hockey terms. Canada is very fast.
Now that game
the U.S.
is that like
Sunday at 8:10, I think.
9? I was saying it's either 8 or 9 in the morning. Yeah, it's gonna be early.
Sunday at 8 a.m. So, Jared, are you going to do an episode for that?
I might. I mean, I'll look into it. I don't think we have any. Again, for Penguin Central, I don't think we have any American hockey players. I think the only one would be Sid for Canadian, but I don't think he's going to be playing. So, I don't know. Yeah.
So that game is Sunday, the final. We won 6-2 today. Canada won 3-2. They were down 2-0. Came back. I think the U.S. is a better team, and I think our defense will slow down the Canadians. But they are fast. Like, that's one thing I noticed about Canada today, especially. They are very fast.
Yes.
The U.S. is fast too, but they're a little more methodical how they play. And I hope they slow them down. They have the best player in the world, Sidney Crosby. I'm glad he wasn't hurt too bad. I wish he could just. First of all, I want him to play against the U.S. I want him breaking jaws. They're going to fight a lot. It's going to be fun. Sidney Crosby, we need him back for the Penguins. It's great that they go do the Olympics. They should all do that. But I didn't want him to get hurt because he's on my team. So he's Canadian through and through. He was drafted at 14 years old, number 1 overall. Straight out
he's
of
a day
school.
Younger than I am, or he's a day older than I am.
Okay.
He's 8'7", 87. I'm 8'8", 87.
Well, he was drafted at 17 in 2005. He was a number 1 overall pick. Mario Lemieux was our number 1 pick.
Yep.
I asked Jared tonight, can Gavin McKenna be good enough to be the number one pick? Can the Pens get him? He said no, so that sucks. But who was that? Who was that kid? So who was the number one pick in hockey last year? Do you remember?
I didn't hear that myself. I mean, I try to follow things for the Penguins, but I didn't hear who the number one pick was.
All right. So
I think Ben Kendall was ours. I know he was one of our big draft picks last year, and he's already made a huge name for himself. He's only 18, turned 19 years old. He has a big factor for the Penguins. He's awesome.
All right, so I'm going to pull this up. But I know the one kid, was it last year? He was the number one pick. He went to the Penguins, played to him in the opener. I think it was last year, and they lost. Yeah, Matthew Schaefer, right? From New York. Remember last year? Was it last year in the opener we lost to him? In the opening game, he was the number one pick. Now, who'd you say our guy is?
It should have been Ben Campbell. Or Kendall. Sorry, Ben Kendall's not Ben Kendall.
They're all from Canada.
Yep.
All of them, literally. When's the NHL draft for 26?
I did not see when. I know it's in the off season. I think it's I want to say sometime in the summer. God, I can't remember.
Dude, to be the number one pick, you have to suck, right? Like the NFL.
Yep, that's works. Yep.
There he is, Sidney Crosby, 2005. That was a great man. That's one of the best first picks in NHL history. You know?
Yep, he saved the Penguins franchise, man. They say about how they were on the verge of moving them to Indianapolis or something like that, and yeah, Pittsburgh Penguins now are the best. Yeah, they've had so much success because of the Fleury, Crosby, Malkin years. They were the best.
When was Lemieux drafted?
Oh, 81, 82. It was something like that.
And they won in what? They won in 92, right?
93, 91, 92.
When was he drafted?
Maybe 84, maybe 84.
84?
Yes. If it's not 82 or 83, it has to be 84.
Yep, 84.
Yep.
But, yep. A lot of history with the Penguins. Great franchise, great ball club, great hockey club. So,
I know what you meant.
But, yeah, so shout out to Tyler Lucas, USA Hockey. I hope they break every jaw on the Canadian team. When it comes to hockey, there's not a team we hate more than Canada. So it's like the Ravens as a Steelers fan. Yep. Yes, U.S. girls hockey won the gold. Thanks, Fred.
Woo!
That was a great game. Penn State girl was on that team. I don't know if there's any Penn State guys on the team, but there's a Penn State girl, number 22, was on the U.S. women's.
Nice.
The 1980 team, they have a documentary on Netflix. They beat the USSR.
Mm-hmm.
They had no business beating the Soviets. They had grown men.
It's one of the greatest
and they got beat by a bunch of college kids.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep. The underdog story of the century, pretty much.
That is a David and Goliath story if I've ever seen one.
Yep.
But shout out to Penn State hockey. Keep it rolling. USA hockey. Let's win on Sunday. Jared, do you have anything else?
Well, I'll end it with this. So I grew up watching a lot of great comedic, performers and stuff. And I remember George Carlin said it great about hockey. They said it was baseball, football, and basketball or sports. And then he said the rest were not sports. Like everything else was not a sport. And he said the first thing people ask me about is hockey. And he says, why isn't hockey a sport to him? He's like, because hockey is 3 activities done at the same time. Ice skating, playing with a puck, and beating the shit out of somebody.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sorry. I had to. It was such a great, it is a sport. It really, but it's just I just love that breakdown where it's like, I mean, that is essentially what it is.
So my grandfather said the other night, he said, went to a fight and a hockey game broke out.
Listen, I'm great story to end it with too. My old man, when he went to Williamson, down in Philadelphia area, he decided to wear his Pittsburgh Penguin hat. and he was going to walk into the Flyers arena, and his Williamson buddy ripped that sucker off his head. He goes, "What the heck are you doing, man? Are you trying to commit suicide or like trying to kill yourself?" He's like, "Don't you dare walk into there with that." And he's like, "Okay, whatever." And then they all walked into the place, and he said the first thing they did when they walked in was like 5 Flyers fans beating the crap out of a Pittsburgh Penguins fan. He's like, "Thank you for ripping that off my head."
You know what's funny? When I was a bouncer in college, every night, almost every night, someone would come in with Flyers gear. They'd start running their mouth, and I would just kick them out. I can't tell you, honestly, how many times I kicked out guys that had Flyers gear on. This one guy, and I was there with some hockey guys. I was working. The hockey guys were there with me. This dude, he's got a Flyers jersey and a Flyers beanie. He just starts running his mouth to one of our hockey players. And he's a little guy. I'm like, dude, you got a hockey player right here. You got me. I'm like 6'1", 220, doing bodybuilding. He's just standing there yelling at us. I'm like, dude, get out. Like, get out. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, get out.
Now listen, in the early 70s, they did have like some championships. So, I mean, or cups. So I understand that, they had some success in their history, but yeah, it's been a long time since that has occurred.
I mean, I'll tell you what, man, they're a special kind of fan. Compared to Eagles fans, not that bad, honestly. Listen, well, I'm sorry. Eagles fans are way better than Flyers fans to me.
Well, listen,
maybe I'm wrong about that.
I remember there were times where I had to flip back and forth with Pirates and Phillies because, again, I have a lot of Phillies cousins, and they love to talk about their Phillies. They are a very respectable fan base in the sense, like, of all the fan bases in Philadelphia, I always say, like, Phillies, they have a right to actually say what they say because they always have a very competitive team. A lot.
Yes, they're a very good team, very good ball club. They've always been. Even as Pirates fans, I have respect for the Phillies. I don't like them.
Braves, dude, there was a time where the Atlanta Braves won like 14, 15 consecutive NL East like champion. Like the Phillies were constantly like in the conversation all the time. Like it was pretty impressive, but they never won. So I mean, it's an amazing franchise.
Yeah. Well, I just realized it's 12:44 in the morning, so didn't know that. But,
yeah, it's all good.
All right, guys, and real quick, there's the article, Tyler, CDT.
That is so cool.
Belfont natives on Mr. B. So yeah, keep it up, man. Doing a lot of things like that. He's doing a lot of fitness related stuff. So good for him.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, have a good night. We will see you tomorrow for recruiting. It'll be me, Brett, maybe Aaron. We'll be on to do our recruiting episode. Brett, he was just tired tonight. He's had a long week, a long day. Work is like killing him. So did one with Jared tonight, and then tomorrow we'll do recruiting. So, all right, guys, thanks for coming on. Have a good night.
Thanks, guys.